Hey guys, what's up? It's Corbin Stuckey with Pixel Talk here, and tonight I'm here to give you a review on Jurassic World. Jurassic World is directed by Colin Trevorrow and is the fourth installment in the Jurassic Park franchise. It's somewhat of a reboot because The Lost World, which is the second Jurassic Park film, and Jurassic Park 3 were not as good as the first, especially the third one. I liked it as a kid, but seeing it again as a movie critic, I could see why a lot of people didn't like it. So when I heard that they were coming out with a fourth installment to the Jurassic Park series, I was really excited. And I was also excited knowing that it was sort of a minor reboot considering the third one wasn't really good, and I was a little hesitant because it wasn't bringing back any of the other characters from the previous films that made the first film really good, but they were bringing in a really cool actor like Chris Pratt into the film as a star. And what did I think of Jurassic World as a fourth installment in the Jurassic Park series and also as a slight reboot? I thought it was amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, the film has a little bit of plot holes and, it's got its problems, but every film has its problems, but you can push those problems aside and still view this as a really good movie, which it was. I really enjoyed Jurassic World, and I don't actually think that people need to watch Jurassic Park to watch this movie. You really don't have to watch the second or third one, thank God. But you also don't need to watch the first one either. It's, like I said, it's somewhat of a reboot. I don't understand why anyone would want to watch this movie if they haven't watched the first one. That's kind of what makes this movie really good, because there's a lot of nostalgia from the first film that's apparent in this movie, but if you go into this as a new viewer of the franchise, you could still enjoy this film. But I would totally recommend watching the first film because one, the first film is fantastic, and two, you're gonna really appreciate this film a lot more. So basically what the film is about, it takes place 22 years after the original Jurassic Park, where John Hammond's idea of making a theme park full of dinosaurs comes to life. The things that I like about this revolve around going into this theme park and having this sort of feel of going to Disney World or SeaWorld and looking at all these different attractions, especially when there are dinosaurs involved. It was almost like going to Universal Orlando to going into the Jurassic Park theme park. It had a lot of those elements too, with the kids digging for dinosaur bones. That was very familiar to me. I absolutely loved that. It was essentially like visiting a theme park. It had that feel to it. It had that sort of discovery feel to it, like when you're kind of walking around a theme park and you find this sort of attraction. It had that feel to it, and that's what I liked about the movie. It was really entertaining to watch as these kids go into the park and they're like, oh my god, dinosaurs! But the one thing that I didn't really comprehend well is that you'd think that after the first, the second, and third film, it wouldn't be really a good idea to make a theme park based around actual living dinosaurs. You'd think that something would go wrong, which it does, but you'd think that they'd learn from the first three films. The main story of the film is about, yes, the park has now opened up, and they've made a new dinosaur for a new attraction. It's called the Indominus Rex. And after escaping the facility that it's contained in, it's up to Chris Pratt and the Jurassic World employees to stop it. I gotta say, Chris Pratt was the best part about this movie. Chris Pratt plays Owen Grady, who is a velociraptor expert and trainer. He did an amazing job in this role. It's like he was able to express that he actually knew what he was talking about when he was talking about velociraptors and dinosaurs in the film. He did an amazing job with his acting. And I also feel as though this is kind of the most serious role that he's been in. I mean, yes, he is very humorous, like he has been in Guardians of the Galaxy and the Lego movie, but when it comes down to serious scenes, he gets really serious and, somewhat angry about what's going on, what the park has done by making this dinosaur. And he's also a badass. Holy crap, when you watch this movie, he's a total badass. And it's movies like this, Jurassic World, that make me realize that Chris Pratt is just such a cool dude, and how he's just one of my favorite actors of this decade. Bryce Dallas Howard as Claire Deering was pretty good in the film too. She was the operations manager of Jurassic World, and even though I didn't really like her character all that much, she was kind of snobby and kind of very directive, because obviously she's the operations manager. Even though I didn't really like her character that much, I thought she was kind of annoying, the character itself, I thought she did a really good job, and it was still entertaining to watch her. Like, the chemistry between her and Chris Pratt were really funny. How she's like really snobby and he's like really like, Chris Pratt. Even though I didn't really like the character as much, I liked the performance. I thought it was very humorous. So yeah. Now these are the characters I don't really mind that are in the film, but I kind of have problems with. It's her nephews that visit the park. Ty Simpkins is Gary Mitchell. He's the youngest nephew to visit the park. And Nick Robinson is Zach Mitchell, who is his older brother. They visit the park because their aunt is the operations manager there, so they are like VIP. And I don't know, I didn't really like these characters that much. I mean, I didn't mind them being in the film. I thought it was cool having like younger characters like running away from the dinosaurs. I thought that was like, entertaining. But the characters themselves I thought were kind of dull. Ty Simpkins' character is very knowledgeable about dinosaurs, and he's very excited that he's going to Jurassic World. And he keeps like saying all these facts about different dinosaurs, and it almost gets to a point where like it's very annoying and somewhat awkward in the film. I mean, I get it, they wanted to make sure the audience knew that the kid really liked dinosaurs so we could see how much he loved Jurassic World, but you didn't really have to like make him like dinosaurs for us to know that he loved Jurassic World. I'm sure that any kid who visited a theme park full of dinosaurs would really like the park. You didn't have to like make him very knowledgeable about dinosaurs. And Nick Robinson's character, this is the worst character. Because one, he's visiting Jurassic World with his brother, and this brother's like excited, like, oh my god, dinosaurs! And he's just like, he's so mopey, he's like a teenage boy, he's kind of a douche, and he's like got all these dinosaurs around him, and he doesn't care. He's like looking at his phone, he's looking at the girls like on the side, and it's like, dude, you're in Jurassic World. What are you doing? Like, this is freaking awesome, and you're ignoring everything just because you have an iPhone and there's like girls around you. Like, I mean, this is Jurassic World! Also, the Vic Hoskins character in the film, I didn't really understand why they had to add a human antagonist into this film. I feel as though it would have been better just with the dinosaur hybrid in the film. I guess they wanted to add somewhat of a subplot into the movie. I didn't really care for it that much. I was more focused on this dinosaur genetic hybrid that was causing mayhem in Jurassic World more than I was concerned about this human antagonist. I actually kind of like every time when like he came on the screen, I kind of like ignored it, like, let's get back to the dinosaurs, I didn't really mind it, but yeah, I mean, that's just what I kind of thought about this human antagonist. CGI-wise for the movie, I was really scared that they were using CGI for the dinosaurs. What made the first Jurassic Park movie so good was like most of the dinosaurs, the close-up shots, were animatronics, which I commended Jurassic Park for using. It looked realistic. Animatronics were what made Steven Spielberg really cool back then. Like, it was natural, it looked realistic on camera, and I feel as though that's where Jurassic Park 3 failed, was because they didn't have a lot of animatronics and they used a lot of CGI. However, this film used like CGI really well. It stands out, and it looked really good in 3D. I gotta say that. I saw the movie in 3D, absolutely loved it. I think the dinosaurs look really cool, and yeah, I like the CGI. The scenes with the Indominus Rex are probably the best part about this film. This genetic hybrid made dinosaur. I was pretty scared when this dinosaur was on the screen, especially for like Chris Pratt and all the characters running from it, because like, there are people hiding from like behind cars, and like, you're scared like, oh crap, he's gonna get him, but like, it's just, it has that fear of like, oh my god, dude, this thing is like so dangerous. And like, I love the aspect of like making the dinosaur smart. You see that a lot in the film. Like, it tricks the employees at the park about its like location and stuff. Like, it rips off its tracker to trick its location. And I just thought it was a really cool. Like I said, like I think this should have been like, this is the main antagonist. I don't think they should have like added the human antagonist into the film, because I thought this was enough. It was sort of like Jaws a little bit. you don't have to wait till like the last scene of the movie to see the dinosaur. It's not like Super 8 or anything like that. You see the dinosaur in the film, just in the first portion of the film from different angles, but you finally see a full-bodied dinosaur in the middle of the film. They didn't wait until like the last scene to show it, which I commend them for, because that would have been so like bad waiting for that. Like, they showed it in the middle of the film, and it was cool. It was like a cool looking dinosaur. And like I said, there were some kind of plot holes in the movie. There was one stupid part that I'm gonna get into. I have to mention this in the review because I have to like let you guys know about this stupid part of the movie. So there's a scene in the movie where the kids are running away from the Indominus Rex, and they stumble upon the original Jurassic Park building. They go inside, there's a lot of nostalgia in there. They find like the original night vision goggles, and they find a lot of the Jeeps from the first film. You know, the Jeeps that they used to transport the visitors. And they basically get the idea of like, hey, we fixed our grandpa's car one time, let's fix one of these Jeeps. That Jeep would not have worked after 22 years. I mean, I get it, they found gas and they found power cables, but the tires would have been deflated by then. And I'm sure power cables really wouldn't have done anything. Like, it's been 22 years. Those Jeeps would not have worked after that time. So yeah, that was the only kind of really stupid part of the movie. At least it wasn't as worse from Jurassic Park 3, where they actually took a battery from a flashlight to power a video camcorder. At least it wasn't as stupid as that. But it was kind of stupid. And another thing which didn't really add up to me, and this is somewhat of a spoiler, so if you haven't seen Jurassic World, you should probably go see it and come back to this review. But there's a scene in the movie where they're trying to figure out like what dinosaurs this hybrid came from. It's mentioned in the film that it came from a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but the other dinosaur is classified. And later on in the film, they find out that it came from a Velociraptor. Why did that have to be classified? I mean, you took a T-Rex and a Velociraptor and you combined them together. What's so significant about a Velociraptor that you had to keep that information, like, hidden? You know? That was just a minor plot hole that I didn't really understand. If you guys know, comment down below. I'll read the comments and kind of talk to you guys about it. Like, that just didn't really make sense to me. Overall, I really enjoyed this film. Even though it had minor plot holes, you can really push those aside and really enjoy this film. It had everything that I liked. It had action, had suspense, had horrific scenes, and I really enjoyed this film a lot. And I want to see more. Not more to the point where it becomes Jurassic Park 2 and 3, but like, you know, maybe something bigger along the lines of maybe a Jurassic universe where dinosaurs are in space, maybe? Okay, probably not. So yeah, guys, that's what I thought of Jurassic World. Comment down below what you thought of the movie if you've seen it yet. Give my video a thumbs up if you liked my review. Share the video, and please subscribe to Pixel Talk if you haven't yet. Thank you guys so much. I am Corbin Stuckey, and this is Pixel Talk.